Hello, everybody. I'm Yoshikigami, President of Boss, talking from Japan. Hi, Jeff. How are you doing today?
I am excellent, Yoshi. Great to see you. I hope you're all doing well. Everyone at home, I'm Jeff Slingloff. I'm the product manager here in the United States for Boss, and we're on Talk with Boss, where we get a chance to talk with Yoshi Kagami, president of Boss, and talk about the really in-depth things and some of the thought process behind many of the products that we do each year. And so many great products to talk about. So, Yoshi, what's today's topic?
Yeah, today's theme is Acoustic Singer, acoustic guitar amplifier.
That's amazing, right? Because I really love talking about Acoustic Singer amp. I love doing acoustic stuff. So let me tell everybody a little bit about what Acoustic Singer is. The Acoustic Singer series, there are 3 amplifiers in the lineup. There's the Acoustic Singer Live, Acoustic Singer Pro, and the Acoustic Singer Live Lite. All 3 of the amplifiers have, 2 channels, which is a vocal channel, which has an XLR on it, has 3-band EQ, has a guitar input channel, which has a great feature, which is acoustic resonance, which Yossi's going to tell us about a little bit here. And of course, they have delay and reverb and great effect from the Boss library, which is amazing. And on the Live and the Pro, there's even a harmony function and a looper function. So we'll get into that as we go. But first off, at the core, is it a lot different, Yoshi, to design an acoustic amplifier versus an electric guitar amplifier?
That is totally different. So electric guitar amplifier, that is most important thing is louder, right?
Yeah.
And so for making it louder, we are using very lightweight cone paper of the speaker,
Hmm.
and that produces much more big sound. And also the sound is flying to your ears directly, kind of like. And as we talked before, guitar amplifier as a tube amp that has very much interaction of the power stage and speaker. So including such kind of interaction, including speaker itself, that is a very important sound making for guitar amplifier. That's we don't do for acoustic guitar amplifier. And acoustic guitar, it's kind of like a hi-fi and much more flat frequency response type. It's close to PA speaker or monitor speaker. So acoustic guitar has a much more wider frequency range. So we need to reproduce such a wider frequency from low range to high range. So the very basic concept of the design are totally different.
Right. So from the start, the wood in the box on an electric guitar amplifier is part of the sound, but for an acoustic guitar, you got to keep a little more control under that and have higher quality components and better quality speaker, which doesn't have that distortion in it that as an electric guitar we might like, but for acoustic obviously isn't what we're looking for. So could you tell me a little bit about the basic design in the acoustic series amp, I guess, especially in the amp section itself, that would make it different?
Yeah. So Acoustic Singer has a 2-speaker unit. They are woofer and tweeter, and driving by a bi-amp system. So we have a dedicated tuned amplifier for each speaker's tweeter, tuned for high frequency, and also woofer tuned for low frequency. So we have 2 different type of power amp. And also each speaker has no interaction. So we can reproduce much more flat, pure, beautiful sound. This is very much good for reproduce wider range of acoustic sound. So at the same time, that has a wider range and also kind of like a punchy sound. So that is very much unique system, I think.
Yeah, I think it is too, because if I'm not mistaken, most acoustic guitar amplifiers that are out there in the market, they use one amplifier to power both the tweeter and the woofer, they just use a cheap filter, where we've got separate power amps, and that really kind of makes it different. Yeah, is it really rare that people use acoustic, biamps for their designs?
So right now, engineer, everybody knows biamp is better, but it's very much costly. So, biamp system is well known as a recording monitor. When that comes, first type was just a powered amplifier, right? Then they decided to use biamp type. So that is very high level amplifier system. And that is a trade-off of a cost and quality, sound quality, So we preferred the sound quality as our concept of tone first. And also, that biamp system, we are using very special crossover filter. We are using third order 18 dB per octave curve crossover filter. So usual amplifier, for example, we have a keyboard amplifier, KC amplifier series. That is using just a single order crossover filter, which is provide 6 dB per octave curve. And also the other regular kind of like a two-band speaker unit, they are using second order crossover filter. That's 12 dB per octave curve. We are using biamp system. So filter is put in between power amp and preamp. So no need to handle high power. So we can use third order crossover filter. But usual system, filter is putting into right before speaker. So that has to handle high power. So you need to use big coil and capacitor. So it's kind of like impossible to use such kind of complicated system. So our advantage is by using biamp system. So we are using much more accurate and very separate filter. So that's provide more pure sound.
Right. Well, and I love the concept. The at the heart of all Boss product is tone first, right? And I love that you brought that up. And as you said, using an 18 dB per octave filter, third order filter like that, really reduces phase and issues between the woofer and the tweeter and keeps them clear. And not only do we have that, but we have a true tweeter as opposed to a piezo-based tweeter, which just gives you that little honk in the high end. So it's an actual nice high quality thing. For a while, Roland has made acoustic amplifiers, and it's only recently that we've come up with the Boss brand of acoustic series amplifiers over the past few years. So some people might be familiar with the AC60. Can you tell people what the difference between a Roland AC60 versus an acoustic series acoustic singer?
Yeah, AC60 is a totally different concept amplifier. That has two amplifiers, twin amp, and drive two full range speaker. Because AC60 has a nice chorus and reverb, so stereo is kind of like a concept of AC60, And also, if I can tell some sound character difference, to me, AC60 is kind of like slightly mid boost, and also with some slight compression sound. And Acoustic Singer is much more flat response and no compression. So the character of the sound is a little bit different, but it's your choice. Please try both sound. I believe both AC60 and Acoustic Singer are very good amplifier.
Yeah, I think they'll appeal to different players for different reasons. And I love that the AC60 does have the stereo chorus effect in it, which, of course, all the way back to JC120 and from the 70s, that's been a thing that Roland has, been known for. So it's awesome that we had that. Earlier you mentioned that our amplifier design is closer to a hi-fi design or closer to studio monitor in its kind of thing. And some of that is of course the high quality amplifier and the speakers that we've chosen, but also it has a lot to do with cabinet design. Could you tell us a little bit about the cabinet design and how that works?
Yeah. For acoustic guitar amplifier, cabinet requires much more stiffness, because we want to reduce standing wave inside of the cabinet. So designing cabinet much more solid. That is very important. So that reduces standing wave, and as a result, we can get much more pure sound, and also we can reduce feedback. That is very important. And also you can see a little bit slant front backboard. That's an angle because one of the reasons is good, easy to monitoring. But at the same time, that's provide to reducing standing wave too. And also we are putting sound absorbing material inside of the cabinet. That reduces non-necessary vibration. So that is kind of like provide pure sound. So solid and not square, and also damping, kind of like a good platform is very much important. Also, for the design of the speaker itself, we selected cone paper, which is reducing unnecessary vibration. How to say, cone cry or something? Yeah. And also, I said Acoustic Singer is close to PA speaker or monitor, studio monitor speaker, but it's still amplifier for musical instrument. So it's not same. If we can compare that to guitar amplifier, Acoustic Singer is close to PA speaker, but if we make perfect PA speaker, maybe you will lose very nice acoustic guitars, acoustic sound. So
right,
yeah, that kind of tuning is very much necessary and important point.
Yeah, so you're trying to keep full range, but still favor the sound of an acoustic guitar, right? And not just be a flat PA system, right? And I love the, like the speakers in the paraffin design. So they have really low distortion, and the fact that there's a lot of the peak versus RMS, they actually have some dynamics, and they have that percussive jump that is important to acoustic guitar. So along with the speakers, the amplifier, and that cool box, it's got a really cool looking grill cloth on it. Is that just for sales to make it look pretty, or does it have an effect on sound?
Yeah. Of course, looks is very important. So the color looks, maybe we selected that stuff. You can imagine very nice acoustic sound. But not only the looks, it's an effect to the sound. So we selected the best thickness and also fabric. This is for making good sound. Also, this is, front grille. Maybe you didn't see this one. We are using CNC machine for cutting this complicated hole. Yeah, as I said, cabinet should be much more rigid, solid structure. So we decided to use CNC machine. That is a little bit costly, but this is much more solid. So doesn't produce unnecessary vibration. This is very important.
That's so cool. Well, and then there's one other feature which I mentioned at the beginning of this, which I really love, which is the acoustic resonance feature, which is, if we were just talking about the quality of the amplifier and the speakers and, that compared to, existing systems that are out there, Acoustic Singer already sounds amazing, but it also has this acoustic resonance feature, which is really amazing for acoustic guitar. Can you tell people what that is?
Yeah. So cabinet, we need to reduce unnecessary resonance, but necessary resonance is very much important at the same time, right?
Yes.
So, please imagine. So, fine acoustic guitar sound recording. First important thing is miking, right? But usually we are using piezo pickup because it's very much convenient and also very stable. Using microphone is sometimes keeping distance from acoustic guitar and also microphone and also position. That is not easy. So people are using piezo pickup. But piezo pickup has a very characteristic sound, like duck sound, So sometimes, sometimes you lose the body resonance and also strings reverberation. So acoustic resonance is regenerate such kind of acoustic guitar acoustic, and it's restoring body and string resonance for truly natural acoustic sound. So we can regenerate special sound on piezo pickup sound. But at the same time, piezo sound is very much famous because a lot of guitar player using piezo pickup for live performance, big stage. It's very good for reducing feedback. So they are using. So some guys like piezo sound. So you can select acoustic resonance sound or piezo sound. Also, you can select some different type of acoustic resonance. So please try to find your favorite sound.
Right. And one of the things that I also love about the acoustic resonance, it gives back that, it gets rid of that quack, that duck sound, and helps that out on your piezo. And it adds some of that sense of wood and some phase and difference and stuff like that, which is great. But one of the things that always amazes me is that not only does that sound amazing on acoustic guitars, but if you want to use your Acoustic Singer amplifier for any other instrument that might have a piezo on it, like a violin, a cello, a upright bass, a mandolin. I've heard it on all of them, and adding that that wooden tone, even though it's tuned for an acoustic guitar, just brings life to all of them. And that feature, is available in some other products we make, like the 82 pedal, and also, the VE8 and some of those things. With Acoustic Singer amplifiers, and trying to amplify an acoustic guitar, obviously one of the problems is that you sometimes run into feedback.
Yeah.
Piezos really help out with that, but there's still the sound hole, the Helmholtz resonator. It starts to ring. Is there any type of control that's provided, and can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a really annoying situation. So Acoustic Singer has anti-feedback function that uses notch filter. Notch filter is very high Q filter. So without changing the sound, acoustic guitar sound, you can reduce feedback. So that's high Q notch filter set to howling point, very much pinpoint. You can reduce just howling.
Right, and one of the things that that frequency is usually like an open A string on your guitar to a G note, or even sometimes an E note on some guitars. The best thing to do is just kind of like let your guitar start to feed back, find out which note that is, and then let it feed back and turn that knob, and it'll until you find it go away, and then you're good for the night. It's really, a very strong and convenient feature.
Yeah. So
About
at the rehearsal, you know,
mm,
you should turn get louder sound. Then easy to get the feedback. Then you
mhm.
can set the notch filter, so you can play safe on the gig.
Yes, right. It's an awesome and useful tool. Right? About a year ago or so, we started including a new Footswitch with the Acoustic Singer Live and Pro models. Can you tell people a little bit about what that is for and what it can do with it?
Yeah, Acoustic Singer is very good sound amplifier, and also at the same time that has a lot of functionality. But we are visiting some dealers, and customers didn't know the such kind of a huge capacity of this functionality. So we decided to add the foot switch, so you can control harmony and looper by using this switch. So please try the harmony and looper. Your performance will be getting much more high level.
Yeah. Well, and it's an amazing thing to see somebody who can sit down with an Acoustic Singer amplifier, and the acoustic guitar sounds great, but when they take that looper, maybe they tap the body and put a little rhythm track inside there, and then they're singing, and when they get to a chorus, add a harmony up or a harmony down, and those harmonies functions. If you've never had a chance to try them at home. The harmony functions are beautiful because they listen to the chord that you're playing. So if you're playing major or minor, it'll find the right note. So you can just play and it'll track and do the right harmony. It's phenomenally good. Right, I really love it. So speaking of the foot switch, so we include, there's also other foot switches which you can get for it, which would be like the GAFC foot switch. What can you do with that?
Yeah. So by using GAFC foot switch, you can control effects like a harmony, reverb on off, and also mute. Of course, you can control these things independently for microphone and guitar.
That's so cool. And so on the back of the Acoustic Singer Live amplifiers, there's also a USB port, and you can use this for all kinds of different things. From use it as an audio interface with your computer. You can record on your PC. You could also use it for making videos and performances. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So maybe you can use acoustic resonance. Then you can broadcast much more natural acoustic guitar sound. So that is very good for current stay-home situation. If you have some kind of like a live performance on the net, you can use as an interface, and also you can maybe make a combination of piezo sound and acoustic resonance sound. That's provide you a perfect acoustic guitar play situation.
That's amazing. Right. So for everybody at home, there are 3 different models of Acoustic Singer. As I said, there's the Acoustic Singer Pro, the Acoustic Singer Live, and then there's the Live LT. The big difference between all 3 of them is that they are all bi-amped. They all have, this amazing system of design inside of it. The high quality speakers. The big difference is wattage. The Acoustic Singer Pro is 120 watts, where the Acoustic Singer Live is 60. And then the Acoustic Singer Live Lite is a little bit stripped down in that it doesn't have the harmony function and the looper function, but has all the other phenomenal acoustic sound ability that's in there, including the acoustic resonance function. Still has 2 channels in it, the high quality discrete analog inputs on it. They're just really awesome amplifiers, and so I'm really excited about it. So Yoshi, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about this again. And everybody at home, thank you for watching again this week. This is a really fun opportunity to talk to Yoshi and learn what's going on behind the scenes. Please leave your comments or any impressions or comments in the box for Facebook, and we'll try and answer them. Or if you have anything you're curious about for the future, we'll read them, and maybe it'll be one of the future Talks with Boss. Our next Talks with Boss will be on September 16th at 7:30 a.m. UK time, 11:30 p.m. Los Angeles time. And Yoshi, do you want to tell us what that theme for that would be?
Yeah, we'll talk about a very unique product, DR01S Rhythm Partner. This one.
Right. I have one here. I love these things. The DR01S is a rather unique device, and since we're talking about acoustic guitars, great for if you have an acoustic guitar or if you're playing piano. But what I really love about this thing is that it's not your typical percussion device. As you can see, there are 7 LEDs here. It's almost like a multi-track recorder with 7 different percussion tracks going. So you got your shaker track, you got your conga track. You can turn them on and off as you go. And each one can have its own pattern. So you can build new patterns that you've never heard before, different combinations and things like that. Just really an awesome device to really enhance the experience of playing acoustic guitar. When we first announced this a few years ago, we were doing a trade show in Nashville, and our gear for setting up didn't show up for like 4 hours, and we were just sitting there on a carpet with a couple of these and a couple acoustic guitars, and it was one of the best experiences, as every trade show is, and hanging out with Yoshi and the team. So thank you so much for that, and we're looking forward to that. So that'll be announced on Facebook sooner or later. And Yoshi, thank you so much for having me on again this week.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. See you soon.